I'm with Jared Shoemaker. Team
Hello.
Adam, pleasure. The Voice,
Glad to
season
be here.
29, Battle Champions. Very, very interesting stuff. First off, I want to get right to the leather and lace performance where Kelly was just all about you being a duo. What was it like seeing it on television and seeing that really great comment with between her and John Legend? They were just complimenting the blend from both of you.
We did the performance, and I really think that was the best take we ever had in and outside of practice. I mean, we got there, and that was kind of the first and only time I stepped on stage and just didn't feel nervous. Like I was really excited for the world to see this, and we crushed it. I think we did a great job. We put the hours in, and I knew it was going to be good. But then after seeing it on TV, I've been telling everybody, I was like, that was probably the most proud musical moment I've had. It was just like everything, all the stars aligned. It was just a really good performance.
What is it like, just in layman's terms, to put the hours in with someone who's a team member, but also a competitor, but most importantly, a fellow just artist? What does that take?
We didn't really we didn't really feel a competition. We This is a beautiful song. I mean, I was a big fan of her voice the first time I heard it on the blind auditions. And I was really excited to be paired up with her because she has that kind of scratchy, raspy voice. And I mean, so do I. So it was a perfect matchup, perfect song. And we didn't really feel a big competition. We just wanted to make the best performance we could. And that's what we did.
You've said in these recent interviews how pleased you were regarding your time on The Voice. So that's a great thing. But wondering for you on a selfish level, what did you take from this experience artistically and moving forward?
Artistically, I play live for hours and hours every night. But when you spend so much time focusing on one song, getting each and every note, each and every run just as perfect as you can, that kind of made me rethink singing, and just it really helped me as far as getting in the studio. I don't just wing it now. I really practice when I'm breathing. I practice each and every note so that when I get to the studio, it's not a big guessing game. It's That's kind of what the pressure of being on The Voice taught me, was to really focus on what you're doing and don't take any note for granted. Your Each and every note needs to be calculated. And so now when I go in the studio, I can kind of like focus on every single thing I'm doing in every part of the song.
Speaking of the studio, long time coming with Marshull. Can you tell our listeners about it and what has that been like just recording that album in the studio with your fellow musicians, your bandmates?
It was a lot of fun. We spent a lot of time recording songs in Nashville. We've recorded songs here in Kentucky, all over at different studios. And we ended up just kind of buying our own studio equipment so that we could kind of just take our time with the music. And we didn't have to feel rushed about timing and expenses. We just really got to spend the time in the studio and enjoy each and every day, really focus on everybody's part, whether it's guitar or drums. And I think that was the best part of putting that album together, is basically being able to do the creative process without any time constraints or any worries. We just really focused on each and every part of that album, and I think it came out pretty good. And I think the next one's going to be even better.
On the Focus, can you talk about a couple of tracks that I listened to and I enjoyed? First track is Keep Moving On. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about making that. And the second part of that question is I really like the closer, Leviticus. Talk about that as well, if you can.
Yeah. So keep on moving on. My guitar player wrote that song and it came in a basso. I think he crushed it. I thought it was just a fun song. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, we're kind of like that Southern rock, pretty kind of stuff. And that kind of was right in my wheelhouse because that's what kind of music I love to make. Some upbeat you can tap your feet to. And it's got some ripping guitar solos on it, which is like my favorite thing. That's what I tell people. This isn't a band about lyrics and singing. It's about guitar solos and bringing back that kind of classic rock vibe to it. Love that song, loved recording it. As for Leviticus, that was the first song we kind of all wrote together. And we all have religious backgrounds, and it's kind of like we've all grown up in the church and kind of fell away from that after high school and stuff like that, like everybody does. And then we all kind of found our way back to religion and stuff like that. So that's kind of what that song was about. And that was one of those songs where you don't really expect everybody to like it. That was kind of one of the burner songs, whatever. We just wrote a song and put it on there. And everybody was like, yeah, that was my favorite song of the album. And it's just, you never expect that. And it's kind of weird when you write music you don't know, oh, I think this is the song everybody's gonna, and it's not. So it's kind of funny how that worked out, that that was the song everybody liked in the album.
Jared, what's the last, I guess, maybe month been like regarding The Voice? You put the time in last year, all those months, and now seeing it pay off, I guess, on the TV end. Is it hard to describe all the reactions you've received within the last month? What's the whole vibe been like for you?
It's been busy. Definitely, we got, of course, interviews like this. Trying to keep up with all the messages I've been getting. My phone's been blowing up, getting calls every day. It's just been awesome because a lot of the people that have supported me and told me, "Hey, you need to go on The Voice. You need to go on The Voice." I've heard that a million times, and then I finally did it, and everybody's just super excited, if not more excited about it than I was. People are just very proud to see where I was and where I've come from, and it's just kind of a dream come true.
Jared, the package shows about your time in the Navy as well. Is there a correlation to the work you put in into the Navy as to the work you put in as a musician, singer, songwriter right now? Or are they just two different worlds? Or maybe one influences the other for you?
I think it's all kind of just a story. It's when I was in the Navy, times were hard. That kind of lifestyle is just rough on people. Not a lot of people want to continue Navy service after doing the job that I did. I mean, we're working well over 100 hours a week every week. And it's just, I mean, that was a light week, really. And it's just kind of you get down, and I just found a space where I could sing, and I just kind of fell in love with singing, and I've never really stopped that. So when I started gigging, when I started playing live, my goal wasn't to write music, put out an album, and be a star, if you will. It was just the love of music. And we got to a point where one of the venue owners that were like, "Hey, you're doing these bigger things now. It's time to get some original music out." And that's kind of like where that stemmed from is, hey, we're kind of we're this whole band thing is kind of snowballing into something bigger than we thought it would be, and it's time to really take it as far as we can go with it. So we need to put some music out because that's kind of the future of this.
Yeah, I think in the past interview you said you purchased your first guitar, if I'm not mistaken, in Greece, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do you still have that guitar and you still play on it and
I
whatnot?
still have it. I made the age-old mistake of leaving it hung up on a wall and not loosening the strings. So kind of one day I heard something just hissing, and I was like, "What is that?" And I look over, and the whole bridge of the guitar just peeled off. So I could probably get it glued back together, but I think that guitar is just going to be a wall ornament. It's just a cheap little guitar that I got, and yeah, I did start out on it, but it'll always be there. I could get it fixed one day if I wanted to.
Jared, thank you so much for your time. My final question is, where do you see you and your band moving forward down the road? And then finally, what kind of advice would you give to people who, like you, have a dream on joining the show?
Well, the future is writing and recording music, and hopefully getting these guys on the road and doing tours and stuff like that. That's definitely the goal. That's definitely the dream now. Obviously, I've been an engineer for well over a decade, and I've really come to terms with, is that the way I want to spend the rest of my life, or do I want to be making music and doing something I love? And that's my goal, is to put as much hard work as I can into the music thing and make it the dream come true. What was that? Next question?
Oh, and just when people ask you for advice on joining The Voice, because like you said, your messages have been blowing up, I'm sure they're asking you a lot of the same questions, and that being one of them.
A lot of people kind of get a bad rap from Hollywood and being on TV and this and that, but I really had nothing but a good experience on The Voice. The people, the staff, everything was just great, and I would highly advise you to do it. I think it'll give you a new perspective on life. Obviously, the pressure, well, it takes to make a diamond. So I would definitely say get that kind of the lights, the cameras, the action, all that stuff. It's really cool to do. It kind of will push you to be a better artist. And of course, the people that are around you on the show, they're all really hardworking musicians. And I was like, if these guys are putting out a song every month, I mean, why can't I? That's what I need to do. A lot of these guys that you're working with on the show are hardworking musicians, and that kind of pushed me to want to work harder as well.
Thank you, Jared, for your time. Take care.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.